very empty.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I had heard so much about San Diego. It's like
I had been there once before on business years ago. But yeah, another empty city. We went over that bridge over the bay.
yep.
And then we walked along the waterfront down there. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We walked all around Petco Park. In that whole neighborhood, we found a place to park there and just walked all around there. We went through Palm Springs. We ended up coming out
It was beautiful.
south of Lake Havasu. What we wanted to do was Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, Las Vegas. So we are on Highway 95 in Arizona. We came into Arizona from California on 62 through Parker, Arizona. It was 104 degrees when we hit the border. And we are now headed north on 95, maybe a little less than 30 miles south of Lake Havasu. So we're heading up that way on our way to try and spy that. So the Grand Canyon was closed. We pulled right up. Well, you couldn't see the gate. They had it petitioned off before that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we did stop and take a picture there and stuff, and because we made it that far. But we wanted to see if we could get in, and so we started. We went into town. We asked around. We'd been asking around for a few days because we knew the national parks were closed. Remember, we were asking in Flagstaff, even 75 miles away. Hey, can you get into the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, so we went there and we were looking to see if we could see a glimpse of the Grand Canyon. And
we actually thought we might find a trail.
Yeah,
so we went down that way,
so
right?
he went his way and I went my way, and we didn't see anything.
We're yelling to each other. Anything over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a woman there with her kids.
I think we saw them and we were like, hey, did you guys go see the Grand Canyon over there? And she says, oh, you can't see the Grand Canyon around here. And I was like, there's no place around you can get a glimpse of it. Yeah. Go ahead, what did she say?
Well, you were the one that was talking with her.
Yeah, I was.
But
you went for that ride.
Yeah, but I was. And yeah, she told them.
She says, you get on back into town and go down this dirt road. And she says, drive down there for an hour. And she says, and then you can see a little bit of it. It's kind of, even then it's hard to see. We thought that we were going to come out and, there's the Grand Canyon.
Oh, I think it was a fire. It was a fire.
Well, it was a fire road. There was camping down there. We thought it was a fire road, but down there, dirt roads. They're roads. They're on maps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it did lead. This was Native American land. It was in the Hopi area. I'd have to look it up on a map.
Yeah, there wasn't direction. I mean, there wasn't anything.
Yeah, and it was probably a Native woman who sent us down that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, I couldn't believe it. I got him to stand on a tower. We had to climb up. Tower. We had to climb up a fire tower.
Like 5 floors. Oh my goodness.
So what do you think, Robert?
Speechless. I'm annoyed that they're keeping this from the people.
But still,
But blown away. And then the funny part was after that, when we came down, the road was right there, and it was a closed sign. This was one of the roads where they didn't have attendants, one of like the back roads to get into the Grand Canyon. Mm-hmm. And we ran through,
Oh gosh.
And then like a car would come by and we'd be like ducking behind trees. Some guy in town told us, you don't want to get caught down there. Because I was asking him, how do you get into the Grand Canyon? You can't get into the Grand Canyon unless you're a resident.
Yeah.
And don't get caught and trying to get in down there. It's a $5,000 fine.
Oh yes, he was.
And he didn't say it with a Maine accent like that, but yeah.
So every time we'd see a car going by,
we're jumping behind it. Yeah, we're like 16-year-old kids smoking cigarettes or something. We're ducking behind trees and stuff. The episode.
Oh gosh.
So that was. So we walked around a little bit, and so then we realized that we weren't going to see anything, and we hop in the car, and the key won't go in the ignition. Like, what the frick here? And I'm looking in the ignition thinking, did somebody sabotage this car while we were walking around? Did somebody stick something in the ignition? Why can't I get the key in the ignition? And it wouldn't go in. And I had a knife. And I'm thinking, oh, is that little piece right there? That little piece right there is not supposed to be in there. I wonder if I can get it out with this knife. Ended up breaking the tip off the knife in the ignition. And mind you, this is all still in the ignition. Never did have it looked at after that, did we?
No.
That broke off in there, and now I can't get it in. It can't turn. We're 75 miles from Flagstaff. We both have insurance that will help us with tow trucks and stuff, and we're calling, and it's going to be a tow and 75 miles, and we're going to get there at like 11 o'clock at night, and where are we going to sleep? But we didn't have any people that we could like lean on and help us, and so yeah, and we were going to do that. We had actually walked out to the end of the road because they're like, "Where are you?" We're like, we're down a dirt road by the south entrance. I don't know what road. So we had to walk out, figure out what road we're on, and I was on the phone with my insurance company. We figured they were going to be quicker. It was going to be cheaper for me. So we're on the road. Yeah. We're on the phone. And while I'm on hold, she's like, all right, I'm going to call the tow truck right now. And
you can give them the information. Or
she was going to let me know how long before they were going to be there. I said, and she says, all right, let me call one right now and I'll be able to give you all the information. And she goes, how far were you able to get, while I'm on hold, she goes, how far were you able to get the key in before? I didn't even realize she's fiddling over there. She's got like a nail file and stuff. And I stuck the key in, it went in, and it turned. And we left.
And drove down the road.
And after that, for like 2 or 3 days after that, we didn't dare to take the key out of the ignition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, wherever we went, we did the old, let's lock the passengers back, leave the passengers back door unlocked.